I'll tell you that in just a moment.
Cool.
Alright, so, first thing of action, I'm going to change the name of our... I'm going to change our server a little bit here. I'm sorry, but our icon's getting changed, guys.
No!
Send the icon.
That was the best part of this
Can you
server.
send the icon in like in the chat though, just so we have it?
I think it's already in there. It's already in there, I'm pretty sure.
It is.
Yeah.
It should be towards
Is it
the
in
top.
general?
It is in
Yeah.
general. We'll have to figure it out later. But, so I'm going to bring up my pages of lore, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit of reading. Prepare for the worst story you have ever heard.
No, you're gonna do great.
Let me get some water before I start this. Crisp. You guys ready?
Sure.
Take a sip of my Mountain Dew Kickstart grape.
Yeah, you want to advertise?
Arizona Mucho Mango.
Okay, Brandon, what are you drinking tonight?
What do I have water, and I have Sprite in my fridge if I want some.
Amazing,
Alright.
thank you. Alright, and on to the story. Here we go. We start our little story in Umburn, the shining city on the Vintula. To the north, the Sea of Silna lies with its raging waters and tropical storms and monsoons, all of which bring the rain over the arid landscape of Terrenum. To the east and west, the sprawling glimmering beaches and dunes of the desert landscape form spectacularly into islands and hills around the coast. Over the eons, these very formations changed the landscape into islands, archipelagos, sprawling flatlands, all connected to the sea. Along this coast, many cities have emerged as the de facto trade centers of the desert, controlling the flow of all goods throughout the entire region. However, these same towers of influence lose their grasp as the terrain travels south into a deep and unforgiving desert. The scorched sand sea is an unrelenting mistress with a myriad of ever-shifting dunes, dangers, and terribly hot temperatures, made navigable solely through the existence of the powerful Vintula River. Starting from the great mountain peaks of the far south, the winter snow and spring monsoons gather to create the rampant water that reaches out for the coast. With water so strong that it seasonally destroys bridges and villages alike, the river is both treacherous and difficult to cross, but still offers relief to those who follow it. Living around these rough waters is a great rainforest that makes use of the seasonal waters near the base of the southern mountains, forming another challenging obstacle to those who travel through. It offers shades that messed me up, you guys.
Sorry.
It offers shade from the heat and water to quench thirst, but the dangers inside may as well be worse than anything found outside the terrain. Lastly is the land itself, the Kingdom of Terrenum, a relatively new and prosperous kingdom, an empire built on commerce and soldiery, commanding the most well-known mercenaries on the coast and hosting enormous markets full of fish, fine silks, and perfectly crafted luxury wares. The dual jewels of this state, however, are the cities of Umburn and Uzix, the centers of commerce and soldiery, respectively. The kingdom is run by the Ilian dynasty, a branch off of the Uzix dynasty of the northwest that occurred when the first king of Terrenum conquered the region and claimed it for themselves, marrying a local to anchor their dominance of their region and continuing the bloodline to the modern era, with their only son and current king, Brennus Ilian. The domain he now rules are the cities of the coast from east to west, respectively, Inatine, a large trading post and port for travelers heading west, Umburn, the culture capital and commerce capital of the domain, Sudumburn, the trade post of the south, pooling the resources of the southern desert and sending them to the coast, Estumburn, the dry docks and port of the empire, Zerna, a fishing village known for its history and seen as the place the Ilian dynasty was born, Mitrenum, the trade post and fishing town between the two jewels of the desert, and finally Uzix, the heart of the kingdom and the seat of power in the region. Now about the history of this region. As it has been said already, the current age did not start with the Ilian dynasty, but is instead rooted to the locals of the region. In the ancient times, these lands were home to the first Dragonborn Empire. But as far as empire is concerned, the Dragonborns are not unified to some great power, but rather would unite against any and all foes who dare travel the arid lands. An invasion after invasion failed to take these lands for as long as time can tell, but of course, this leads to the question, how? How are these lands privy to such relative peace and security? The answer was as old as the Dragonborns themselves. In fact, even older. As you see, these lands are not the lands of Dragonborns, but rather the lands of the winged serpents of the Scorched Sea, dragons. For many a century, they had fought alongside the Dragonborns here, earning them prize after prize in combat, and guaranteeing a continued existence away from those races that seek to conquer and kill the lands and the dragons themselves. It was even said that the dragons of this land were not just any beings, but direct blood of the Dragonborns, with each clan being host to several winged brothers who acted as guardians. They were unstoppable. The clans lived on and even migrated to new lands, traded and created wonders in the dunes of the desert. But all of it would topple on the fateful day when the Uzic prince landed and his kingdom of men followed. For they had brought an insurmountable force from the newly forged kingdom of man, and wished to exploit the riches of the region and slay the dastardly serpents that had thwarted them for centuries. And so, with their insane numbers, they destroyed the Dragonborns in battle, killing clan and dragon alike until none remained. That is, they thought none remained. They tortured and killed every Dragonborn for years, searching to seek any remaining dragons, but had given up their investigation after several bloody years. And when the great scourge of the Crimson Illness came through the kingdom, they dropped their guard, and as they did, the new order emerged. And so I'd like to formally welcome you now on your membership to the Vigil of the Phoenix. As the kingdom dropped their guard, started by the few Dragonborn who remained and their mystic leader Bremel, the order formed and vowed to keep the land safeguarded from the tyranny of the new kingdom and repay them for their torturous annexation of the lands. The order is founded on one principle: to restore the dragons to their rightful place in Terrenum, thus reforging the clans and restoring the Dragonborns to their livelihoods. And so we now meet our members of the Order, or more specifically, you three. You are the three representatives of the local chapter of the Vigil of the Phoenix in Umbern, being a sort of council for the chapter and keeping tabs on other chapters in Uzix. And now it is time to give a brief introduction of each other and how your character has joined the Order. Really quickly, I'm going to take a drink because after all of that, my mouth doesn't work so good.
Alright, so who wants to go first talking about themselves?
No. Hold on.
Oh.
You
My
guys
bad.
will get you guys will get a chance to talk to yourself, but I first have to introduce you as best to my ability and intertwine you to the campaign, which I had the lovely time of trying to figure out how to make it all work. Anywho, here we go. First is the Vedalken Wizard Luuvalo. They hail from the east. However, in their career working with the dead, they had been taken to Umbern to help in the great effort of healing the Crimson. They had come to Umbern just to fulfill their duty and make some money, as well as to get another perspective on death, but that's less important. But had decided to stay after being invited to the Order after a Dragonborn patient had kept in touch with them. Luuvalo now resides as both a local plague doctor and tomb builder within the city. They now act as the best expert on health within the Order. Second is the dwarf barbarian Helgrum. They hail from a dwarven tribe in the west. However, in search of glory, they have traveled far throughout this region, searching for some great enemy to slay, but have decided now to wait in Umbern for some great beast to terrorize the land and for them to prove themselves in combat. They have now been living here for about a year, and without any sign of a beast yet, have decided to settle in, finding the Order when looking for work to keep them living within the city. They now act as the mercenary for the Order, and a pinnacle of strength, running smaller missions for the Order. Lastly is the human cleric Pallas. They hail from a human kingdom of the northwest. However, they never had a chance to begin their life as a normal citizen. Rather, in an uncommon event, a pirate raid, they lost their ship and all they knew, eventually washing up and being taken to the nearest coast. Arriving in Terrenum, they soon made their way to Estumbern, a place familiar to home, in which they'd begin their new journey through life under the watchful eyes of their god. They would go on many missions to nearby settlements, traveling the coast, following the will of their god, until they would settle permanently in Umbern, starting a small community of worshippers, now known as the Mass of the I had to edit this later on. The Mass of Poseidon, who would eventually merge with the Vigil of the Phoenix as many of its Dragonborn members became involved. They now are the leading chair on the religious side of the Order and frequently sponsor missions to spread help to those in need and spread the news of the Church. Alright, Anything that you guys would like to add to your character stuff that I messed up on, or that you would like to add for the other party members to know?
Oh shit. I just had a couple questions. I do need to leave in like a few, like within 10 minutes to head up to go do my rounds. But first off, so is this this place? So we're in this like kingdom place that you've been, or what was that?
Yes, you are all currently in the city of Umburn, which is part of
It
this
is
land.
part of the. Are they the ones who are racist towards Dragonborn?
Yes. The
Okay,
land you are
so-
in is the Kingdom of Terrenum, which is they're the people who came in, killed off all the Dragonborn clans,
Are
and
they
now
still like trying to kill off all Dragonborns, or they just kind of like don't like them?
at this point they're more or less just racist towards them.
Okay.
After the big plague I talked about, they stopped
yeah.
their terrorizing of them.
And then, so this city we're in, is that also the same way, or is it kind of like a defective type city? And if not, are we the kind of like rebels?
So, part A, this city is the culture capital, and so
Okay.
I mean it might be a little bit different than the rest of the empire, but it's extraordinarily similar in most
Okay.
other aspects. The people there are good representation of the entirety of all people within the kingdom. To answer your second part, yes, you're quite like rebels. Yeah, it's not really. I don't know. It's not rebels in the way you'd think, but yeah,
No,
it's very
yeah,
similar to
I
that.
was just wondering.
Yeah,
Okay.
no.
Yeah, and that answers my question.
Okay. Any other questions or backstory things?
Nah, I'm good.
Nothing too amazing. No.
Will you be putting like basically what you just said?
Yes.
entirely into
This
the
all
mission?
most of this will be
Cool.
going into a chat at some point.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah, what I did for mine is I just put it in a Google Doc, and then I just got a shareable link where anyone could view it, and I just sent that in.
Yep.
But you can do whatever you'd like. The only thing I really have, so I'm in charge like the religion in this city. I founded the temple or whatever.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you founded like a missionary order.
Okay.
Under your like that kind of represents your god.
Yeah.
But it's now kind of merged with the Vigil.
Okay, that sounds alright. The only thing I have to say is my dude's kind of chill when it comes to God. So like he kind of does his own thing, but he does work to help people. But I don't like go out and I'm like, you need to only believe in this God. So
Yeah,
that's
no.
just kind of personality of
Yeah.
my guy. So just making that clear.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm the head medical representative.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Devin,
I
I
heard
know.
that. I thought you were talking about me at first. I'm like, wait a second. And then I heard Plague Doctor, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So within the order that you're in, which is relatively small, Devin,
Yes.
your character
Alright.
is like the most knowledgeable on anything related to health, but that's not really saying much.
All good.
I'm in charge of fighting.
You're not in charge of fighting. Rather, they
Well,
just kind of
not in
use you to
charge.
get money for the order by sending you on little
Mercenary,
missions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Works.
So,
Works for me.
I know you have to get going in just a moment, Brandon. So we'll like do a little pause, but I want to get to this next part.
Yeah, I just have to be. I gotta run upstairs at 11 o'clock. I
Yep.
have to be up there at 11 o'clock. So if it's as long as it's quick, we can talk.
Okie dokie. So before we actually get to the actual buying stuff, let's resume the beer hall part. So you guys are at a podium. You have just finished reading this letter. Your characters are all a little bit, probably a little bit frazzled, although I can't speak for each of your characters. And well, what will you say to the chapter that has just amassed in the beer hall with you? What will the council, quote unquote, decide to share with them?
My character's just gonna look towards those two. Not say anything.
I don't know if I'm really intelligent enough to say much of anything of importance.
I have no
Um,
charisma.
I have +0 charisma as well. So
You have +0. I got negative.
I have +2 for persuasion.
That's pretty good.
I luckily I
that.
got no negative, but I'm very average in everything.
This will not be.
Would this be like a performance or if like?
I'm not going to. You guys can roll a check if you want to see how
Oh,
fiery
God.
your speeches are or something like that. But this will not affect anything. So feel free
He's-
to go, even if you have a poor charisma.
What's
He's
like
not
your
saying a damn thing.
The goal here is just to figure out how much you guys are letting on to the crowd, and trying to seek help, or if you're just going to kind of go, oh, we gotta go.
Oh, I'm okay. Well, I feel like we all get the gist that we need to. So we have a day to prepare for this mission. So obviously it's of importance. I suppose we'd make best use of our time. Do we? So we're waiting for another letter. Then it's gonna arrive tomorrow. Is that right?
Yes, there will be a letter arriving tomorrow, supposedly at
I'm
the
trying
same
to
location.
remember everything before I left.
Yes.
So
I shared the doc in the information chat. Do not scroll all the way down to the bottom of the doc right now, because there's more information I've yet to share.
Okay.
But if you go into the information, you can request access, and I will get to it as soon as I can. But yes, you are currently waiting on another letter, and you just need to prepare yourself in whatever way necessary.
And so everyone in the order's gathered in here, right?
Not the whole order. It's just
But
the
just like a bunch of
chapter
people.
that's here
Okay.
in this city. It's like a couple dozen people. The order is quite small.
Okay, cool. All right, so I guess I'll say to everyone, I'll be like, all right, so we have a day to prepare. Let's get ready for an adventure. Get whatever you need in order.
All right. So, will you be letting on then? Because you're obviously telling them, hey, they have called us, and we need to get ready within a day.
Yes,
How much
I
more are
will.
you letting on than that?
That's all I'm gonna say for now, and then we can follow up more later once we get the second letter.
I see. So you're just telling them to prepare. You're not telling them
Mhm.
what is going to happen.
No.
always gotta say prepare.
Perfect. All right. That is all I need
If
to
we
know.
need to later, they're all underlings. If we need to later, we can let them in. They're on a need to know basis right now.
There you go. So, um, you know, after this short message, some basic things about sort of normal meeting things will happen. Secretary taking hours, and going over last meeting, going over minutes, and other smaller things like bursars going over finances of the order in this area and recent news and such. But it is obvious that this topic has dominated the room, and the meeting is cut short, and people disperse with some haste. So, after cleaning up, you guys exit the beer hall and are now out on the streets of Umburn. The character Pallas. That's a side note. Am I pronouncing that right? Pallas? Is that how you want it to be?
Yeah, Paulus or Palace, whichever. I'll know
Pallas.
what to be.
Can I go over everyone's really quick? So we have Pallas or Pallas, Logan Helgrum,
Yeah.
and Devin Luuvalo.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So there you guys go. There's the name of your characters. At least first name. We don't really care about last
What
name.
race are you two again? I don't know if I caught that at the beginning.
Logan?
I'm a mountain dwarf.
Mountain dwarf. Okay.
Vedalken.
Okay. What? Okay.
Vedalken
They're
are like
blue
these
and
slightly,
hairless.
yeah, they're this slightly
Oh.
aquatic.
Aquatic. I can get behind that.
Yeah, they're slightly aquatic race of blue
Damn,
hairless.
dude, are you gonna die in
dudes.
the desert?
No.
Potato. Desert, ocean, same thing. So
I mean,
so the party will break off temporarily, heading out to the bazaar, and to. Was it just the bazaar?
I think so. I think that was the plan.
I think Palace was the only person buying stuff, right? Am I
Uh,
forgetting?
I would like to buy some stuff
Oh,
at some
okay.
places. Yeah.
Cool. Well, anywho, the party will head to the bazaar, and Palace will grab his goods. You said you will be getting how much of what for what cost?
Okay, so it's I'm just looking at the adventuring gear and the
Mhm.
handbook and stuff. It's called a healer's kit.
Okay.
There are 5 gold pieces each, and I have 15 on me for my background, so I'm just gonna get 3.
Healer's kit. It is 5 gold. Yes. Okay, dokie. Just making sure. I have my own. Since I knew you guys would be shopping, I brought up my own price table, from the stuff, and I just want to make sure you had the price right. So yes, 15 gold for 3. You said we're correct.
Yes, that's the plan.
Perfect. So you spend your 15 gold and receive 3 from a nice woman in one of the stands selling herbs and other healing items.
Okay.
Um,
What's the race of the person doing this?
The race of the person will be human.
I can accept that.
Most everyone in this kingdom is human, though
Good.
there's a large minority of dragonborns and minorities of all other races as well. So, uh, Devin, you said Luuvalo was interested in purchasing some items potentially.
Yes.
Okay, what items are we looking for?
Herbalism kit,
Okie dokie.
5 gold.
Alright. That all?
And could he pick up 5 vials? They're 1 gold each.
Vials. 1 gold each for a vial. And you're picking up. So you will be spending 10 gold pieces on 5 vials and on 1 herbalism kit.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The same seller would be selling both of these items that you would be wanting, so you would be able to step up and purchase them.
Alright.
Anything else that any party member wants to do at this time?
No, I'm good. I'm ready.
All right.
Maybe just meditate on my own for a bit.
Yes. So, it is. Sorry, I forgot to go over this. It's late afternoon when the meeting begins and this all happens. So it will be going into evening as you guys leave the bazaar and ponder what to do, and how to prepare for tomorrow. You guys each have your own living accommodations within the city somewhere. You each 3 live separately and have your own living styles. But yes, so supposedly, tomorrow you shall all meet in the beer hall and wait for the next letter to arrive. If there's anything else you would need to prepare, in any way, shape, or form beyond purchasing items or anything like that, please let me know now. Alrighty
Nope.
then. So, amazing. We shall be able to continue on with the story now. Assumed that once you guys have leave Umbern, you will not be able to access the chapter coffers. So that
Okay.
25 gold will be the only group money you have. So if you guys, I should have mentioned this before, if you guys need to take any with you, basically pocket it for the mission, feel free to do that now. But you also have been given a 25 gold stipend by the Order in Uzix.
So there's 25 gold originally from the chapter. Oh, no,
Hmm.
it was 69 gold, right?
69. 8 of it got
Okay.
spent already.
Okay. Maybe we can take. Do y'all just want to take the rest of the 25 with us in case we need it, or do you want to leave some here?
I'd just take the entire 25.
Okay.
unless-
Take our 25.
Okay, so you're taking the 25. Are you taking any more from the chapter pool?
Nah, I think 25 is fine.
Okay, so you will now be
Unless anyone else
leaving.
has any objections.
Nah, I'm
Nope.
just set,
Okie
I'm
dokie.
good.
So the chapter coffers have been only slightly tapped into, and that is now unaccessible unless you go back to Umbern. Let me just write down a note for that. Okie dokie. So you guys have 25 gold pieces as a pool for your party, as well as your own individual cash. Was there anything I covered while Brandon was gone that we need to speak of really quickly? Oh, just that you might notice on the map I've added a 10-mile marker to give you guys somewhat of a
okay.
reference of distance, but I mentioned to them it's not exact, so it's about 2 miles per square, but in reality the whole basis of the distance is that from Umbern to Sudumbern is roughly 10 miles, and that's what the entire map is based off of, is that calculation there. In addition to that, I said that you guys would be able to walk 10 to 15 miles in one day comfortably to be able to like get to the next city or something, or not spend the night or something. If you guys needed to rush or anything of that sort, you guys can vouch to get more, miles in a day and stuff like that. And depending on different situations, like you're lugging more cargo or you have nothing on you, I'll ease it up and stuff. But your base walking speed, more or less, to go from, just to move in general from like traveling on the map, will be roughly 3 miles per hour, something of that sort.
Okay.
So it would take a minimum of 3 hours if you guys did nothing but walk to go from Umbern to Sudumber. Keep in mind, this is the desert, which is why I'm giving you guys such a penalty to movement. So,
Yeah.
you guys have now left Umbern? Yeah? No? I don't remember. Oh. You guys were still discussing maps, I believe, where we left off. Oh, that's something you guys should talk about. Yes, discussion time. You all have different ideas on what to do for the map. I think Devin and Logan have kind of come to a certain conclusion that they'd like to
Yeah.
share with you.
Yeah. So let's get the drawing tool out. All right. So we were thinking of following the dotted path. Yeah, that one's kind of drawn it up to the rainforest, and then we're gonna yeah, that would kind of Devin's drawn here pretty much. We're gonna
I
follow
see.
the edge of the rainforest, get to the closest point possible, then make a beeline for the intersection. And at
Is there a
some point,
bridge there, or are we gonna have to ford the river?
we're probably just gonna have to just go across it without a bridge.
Really
Don't worry,
quickly.
we'll get 2 doors and a bathtub.
There you
Oh
okay?
my
go.
god, yes. Can we
Yes.
drag a bathtub from South Dumbarton and
Can
then
we
bring
just
it with
buy a
us?
chat? Actually, hold on. Do I have a cart?
Oh God.
Yeah,
Let's
I might have a cart.
okay.
Let's not worry about that right now.
Let's quiet it down for just a moment. Something I'd like to go over. The reason why you only see bridges in the north part of the map is, if you do remember, the Vintula is a very seasonal river. It destroys everything in its wake, like at
I
least once
see,
a
okay.
year.
So
So
it floods and it's a delta plane then, I assume.
yeah, there's a certain amount of, hey, there might be a pontoon bridge or something there, and hey, people die to this thing like every year already. So it would not be certain whether or not there's any bridges anywhere in this area. You do not know. Um, yeah. Um, but yeah, there you go. That's the information you'll be able to know.
Well, all right. So once we get across the river and by any means necessary, I'm just thinking of following basically said river across to Telenius. That was sort of the grand strategy that we came up with.
Okay.
What do you think?
I can vibe with that.
Okay.
Okie doke. So the party
Also,
has come with a plan.
we'll be in the rainforest at that point, so we might be able to like just make a raft if we need to.
That's what I was thinking. We'll probably have some like woods or something we can tie together or nail together or whatnot.
Okie doke.
Alright.
So, let us continue. So you guys are in Umbern, getting out all your maps, writing on all your maps. Once again, it's still just late afternoon. You guys have a little bit of time. And yes, so your mission has been set before you. It is time to act.
Alright, let's head out.
Time to march.
Running.
Onward to glory.
To glory. So,
That's what my character would say.
you guys will begin your descent to Sudumburn. And it is a walk through the desert, as all walks are in this area, and it is not necessarily the easiest thing to do. The temperatures are quite high. You need to take breaks for water quite often. And as a side note, because you all have lived here, it would be usual for you guys to carry extra water than usual, especially when leaving town.
I also have the spell Create or Destroy Water,
Hey, there you go. Perfect for this setting.
as well as Purify Food and Drink.
Ah,
Ooh.
there you are. So yes, you guys are used to this area and are able to begin your walk, and it's a particularly calm day. Not so much wind. Yeah. You guys get about 3/4 of the way of your walk done. A couple hours have passed at this point, and it's starting to get mid-evening. You guys are hoping to walk into Sudumburn and potentially get a meal, likely, or find a tavern to get both a meal and a place to sleep, and perhaps drink some. But before you guys are able to make it said Umbern, there's going to be a little bit of a odd thing to see, an odd sight. As you are going along the frequently passed trade route, there's an unusual roadblock that seems to be stopping anyone who's traveling south. So, I guess head on over, or whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah. Do you want to just go? Do you want to
Is
try to like sneak
there?
around?
You said there was like a roadblock. Is there any like insignias or emblems anywhere, like on the tents or
Um, there will
anything like
be,
that?
so on the tents that are on either side of the road, there are small purple flags. These banners are normally the sign of the dynasty.
Okay.
At this distance, you'd be able to make the assumption that this is some sort of dynasty roadblock that's for some reason keeping track of what's going through this route at the moment.
Okay.
Without doing a wisdom roll, like I said before, this is something that's a little unusual for this area. It's not like it's never happened before, but it is uncommon for roadblocks of this sort to occur. So, party, do what your party does best. Go and
Okay.
do whatever you need to do.
Would we know like if they're going to search us or not? Like, should we plan for that?
How many people do we see?
Yeah.
There are currently 2 that you see.
Just the two.
Yeah.
There's one at a table with lots of papers and items around them, and another one that is managing a cart and filling it up with documents and other
Okay. So
bureaucracy
these
items.
these just look like bureaucrats. Then do you want to just go through and just deal with it?
Yeah. I think we should be okay.
They don't seem like they're trying to
Walk on by.
take stuff. They're probably just doing
No.
organization.
Yeah. Let's just go through. I think we'll be
Yep.
okay. But the only thing that might be concerning is that stone. Do we have the letter on us as well?
A letter?
Oh,
We
was that a
have the
letter from the one
stone.
place?
You're,
Did we take the letter with us?
Oh,
I would have assumed you guys would have taken the letter, but if you guys would not have, you may make that decision now. I should have specified beforehand.
Okay. I don't see why we would need it necessarily. I mean, it just told us that we got to head to that one place.
Yeah. I don't know if we would have taken it or not.
I don't think we would have,
I don't think.
especially for traveling through kind of like this
No, because
area.
we got our objective. We know it's pretty clear. I don't think we.
Okie doke. So you guys will not have taken the letters.
I would have had no reason to take it. So.
Okay, perfect. So, I'm assuming you're heading through the checkpoint then.
Yeah, we'll go
Mhm.
by one
Or-
through.
All right. So,
and I don't think we need to hide the stone or anything. I mean, it's just a
No.
stone
Okay.
tablet or whatever. So.
all right. So feel free to head on down to the table and say hi to the Mr. Man.
afternoon.
Yo, what's up?
Greetings.
Move your characters.
Yeah. Sorry.
There you are. All right. So, as you make it up to the checkpoint, the one who is working on this cart here will finish putting another stack of papers into the cart, and will go up over to here and put out their hand in a like a halt fashion, telling you to stop at next to the table, and the guardsman that is at the table will kind of stop rocking their chair back and forth and begin sit down in a gamer pose. Say, all right. So, unusual of a checkpoint to be here. I know. We've got plenty of you telling us that this is such an inconvenience. But there's been some happenings, and it's mandatory, order of the king, yada yada. If you need to see the papers, just ask us. It's a hot day, alright, so let's just get through this. So, let's go over some things. Where are you all heading? Just to Sudumburn, or is there any other, trade going on here, or what is all this about?
We're actually traveling down to Sunumvern on missionary purposes. I have these two accompanying me. We recently received word that they're in need of some expert healers, so me and my partner are heading down, and we heard it might be unsafe, so we hired this mercenary to come with us.
I'm going to need you to roll persuasion.
Oh, that I can do. Okay, not bad. 12 plus 2, 14.
14. And let me just pull up my character. If I have them still, I might have accidentally exited out of the sheet I had for them. Yes, I did. Wonderful. So let me reopen that character sheet I had for this individual really quick. Don't worry, it is on this computer. I don't need to do a file transfer to get it, which is something I was worried about. So I like duplicated all my files on my laptop so that I can make sure I had them. Anywho, let me take a look at them, and let me do a roll against it. I'm going to have both of them do a roll against it because this conversation will be to both. What is that based off of? That is based off of that modifier. Alright, lovely. Okay. So the one that is standing here will give no notice and make no remark. But the one at the table will kind of go back and go, "Oh, all right," and they'll ask you once again. Oh, okay. So you're going down for. Let me get that again. Let me write this down. You said missionary service. What was it again? Sorry.
Yes, missionary service. We heard that they might be in need of healing down there due to
The Crimson.
what?
The Crimson, there's been an outbreak.
Oh, there's been a minor outbreak. Nothing too dangerous or in need of quarantine, but they requested some additional healers, and so we're heading down to help mitigate relief efforts.
Ah, lovely. And all right, let me just fill this out for you. So he goes and he grabs a paper from the stack, and he's gonna kind of put his entire body over the paper, kind of hunched over it. You can presume that he might be, I don't know, dying from the heat, sitting out here all day. So he's gonna hunch over his paper and begin writing down frantically a bunch of little items, supposedly checking the little marks here and there. He's then going to take the paper, put it up to his face, and review all of it very quickly. He's going to go, "Yep, alright, looks good. Give me one moment." He's going to stand up, walk over to the other guardsman here, hand him the paper, go, "Would you mind just check this really quick, make sure I've not made a mistake. I don't feel I'm doing my best work at the moment." The guardsman will go, "Oh,
Sure, I
okay."
didn't spell anything wrong.
Yeah, he's the spell check. He's gonna look over it really quick, and he's gonna point to a couple places and go, "Alright, all in order. Okie doke. Yes. So they're gonna hand it back and give it to the other guy, who's gonna go back to the table. He's gonna go, "Alright, I filled out the paperwork, but I will need each one of you to sign a separate waiver to say that you passed through this point. I know, I'm sorry it's taking so long, but just, give me the benefit of the doubt. I've been working here all day, and I would appreciate your cooperation."
Of course.
So they're going to get out their quill, and they're going to put it on the side of the table with you guys. And they're going to give you each a stack of paper, and it's just, like a waiver that you have to mark here and there and then sign. While they do so, this individual is going to go into this tent for a moment, and then come back out, whisper something to this man, and then go back into the other tent, and then resume their position over here. At this point, they would have done this a while back. At this point, they're no longer just, keeping their hand out or something. They kind of slunch against the tent for a moment, and they pull out the shield from off their back. At this point, they're now just using the shield as kind of like the halt symbol. And so, yeah. So, you guys are signing your forms over at the table. I'll just move you guys over to the table real quick. Cool. And the guy at the table, the guardsman there, will be looking over as you guys are doing it. Alright. So, waivers are all signed. You guys give them back to the guardsman over the table. The guardsman will take them all and look at them all really quickly. He'll go, all right, looks all good. He'll hand them over to the other guy over here. The guy will look at them and he'll go, all right, and he'll put them kind of like on a pouch on his side for a moment. And then this guy is going to go up to the dwarf here, and suddenly, before you are able to react, they are going to pull out another paper and draw their weapon and go, you're under arrest. So, at this point, I will need everyone to roll initiative.
Bruh.
No.
Devin, I'm slightly upset you said that it was a crimson outbreak, because I was going to say it was an AIDS outbreak.
I mean, same thing.
Well then,
We can always make it
yes, fighting glory. Let them
Thank you,
come.
Vigil. Oh boy.
We're off to a great
that.
start.
Ooh. Oh, I'll take that. It's not
Why did-
that, but
Why do
it
they
is.
want to fight us? Why
I
are they
will-
being mean?
I will tell you all of the details after the. Well, actually, I won't tell you all the details. You guys
Okay, I'm
will
just
figure this out in time. It's very funny, though, everything you did. I will let you
Anyways.
know that.
Anyways,
So
this is great. We get to be mean to back to them.
yes, you
All right,
guys did
I'm
your
gonna
first
be
one.
holding on to my paper still that I was signing.
You're gonna
Fucking
take it back.
sign this thing.
I'm gonna
We use
destroy
it.
it after this,
Oh.
so that no one finds evidence of my actions.
I'm just gonna burn it. Burn the evidence.
No burning hands.
No one will find the body if you burn it. All right. So
I have
Alrighty.
candles. Make it work.
So I need to roll the healths of each of these individuals really quick. I'm sorry I didn't do that in advance. I wasn't even sure you guys would get in combat with these. This was not supposed to be a combat. But so
Why are they fighting us then? We did nothing wrong. We're just being attacked by government men.
You're being
I
attacked by the
mean-
government. Oh no. Okay. So you cast sleep, and this aura that is, I'm assuming, invisible. I didn't actually check. But anyways, will befall upon them, and immediately the two right next to Logan's character, Helgrum, will immediately pass out onto the ground. So, yeah. Yeah, they are now asleep. I'm going to pull up the rules for sleep. Is there anything else you're doing with your turn?
Thumbs up.
Okay.
So
Just
they're-
gonna do a
they're-
thumbs up.
They're technically what, unconscious? Is that how?
Yes.
Is that how it
I
works?
think so. Yeah.
Okay, so attacking
Check.
an unconscious person, how does that work?
Wakes them up.
Okay, but is that like advantage or auto hit? Or
I'm
I
looking
think
at
if
it
they're
right
prone
now.
and you're using a melee weapon, you get advantage.
Yeah. Well, why would you want to attack
let's
the
see.
unconscious people?
Yeah.
Oh wait, we don't know of the people in the tents.
Yeah, the people in the tents haven't actually appeared yet, have they?
No.
Well,
Okay, so
presumably-
we're gonna go with unconscious. So an unconscious creature is incapacitated, can't move or speak, and is unaware of its surroundings. The creature drops whatever it's holding and falls prone. The creature automatically fails strength and dex saving throws. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage. Any attack that hits the creature is a critical hit if the attacker is within 5 feet of the creature.
Sounds good.
Okie doke.
This is good.
So, that's the end of Devin's turn. So, we will now go to the next person in order. They are asleep.
Oh, okay.
When they go
Okay,
unconscious,
I'm
they
glad I looked at
forcefully
that.
drop everything.
Okay, I have this wrong in my on my paper character sheet, but it's right on my other one. Okay, let me fix this.
So
real quick.
yes, you hit, you stab them. Roll for
Yes.
damage.
Let's go. I use my spear, so that's D8. I'm gonna be two-ending my weapons, by the way, unless I specify otherwise.
Yes,
So,
yeah.
7 plus 3, I got 10.
You did 10 damage.
Yeah.
Amazing.
My anger for being betrayed.
So you stab this guy, like, directly in one of his lungs, basically.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
Yes.
and you just puncture his torso immensely, and then retrieve your
Like,
spear. And
why would you do this to me? You did this.
You did this to yourself. Perish. You
I
retrieve
just
your
wanted
spear
to
I
go,
know
back.
what I
just
must do,
wanted
but
to-
I don't know if I have the strength to do
I
it.
wanted to do paperwork friendly.
So yes, you you pull the spear back out of him, and he's visibly reeling back at this. He had just woken up, and he just had a spear stabbed through him, and he's not having a good time. He's
Woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, he lived that? He lived through that?
He lives through that, but he's extraordinarily muddled and bloodied.
Alright. I add an extra +2 because I'm raging for damage.
Okay.
Ooh. Ooh, this is good. 12 points of damage.
All right. What weapon was it again? A longsword.
So it's a long sword.
Okay. You cut the man right on his right shoulder. You kind of do this big heavy attack where you bring up your right arm, you drag it for a second, and swing down vertically. And you can visibly nearly cut his shoulder off. And you pull back your weapon and give him a jab right in the gut after that, and twist, and the man falls down to the ground limp.
Aha! Glory! Yes!
The first kill of the day. Oh.
I'm just gonna assume that
Alright.
Grim Reaper just shows up and kills Sora, right?
Yeah, sort of. So out of
Go in the
nowhere,
forever box.
yes, out of nowhere, this massive booming death knell will sound, and as it does so, the guardsman you've pointed at, who's still partially on the ground, his limbs will slowly begin to decay in front of his eyes as his body becomes weaker and weaker, and slowly his
Yikes.
entire body seems to do a little bit of a decay until he just limps over dead.
Damn.
Hope that wasn't painful.
He probably would have been screaming out this whole time.
16.
That will hit. Do damage.
Alright. So
What's your
coming
minimum
up.
damage?
4?
They're dead.
Okay. I'm gonna roll anyways. I
Yeah.
got a 4. Plus 3. I got 7.
Ah, lovely. They're dead. So you just stab them in the gut, partially lifting them off the ground in your charge, and just nail them into the ground with the spear, and they're just gone. They just bleed out for a moment and die. Yeah. So I guess we'll add a gruesome kill to Pallas. Every single one of these kills that you guys have made has been gruesome because you guys
You're
are like,
describing it that way.
well, no. It's the reason I'm describing them the way they are is because you're overdoing the amount of damage you need to do to kill them by a huge margin.
I would like to imagine the guy that
Disintegrate.
got disintegrated. He like
Turned to
I don't know if you've seen Indiana Jones' Last Crusade, where he drinks the
Oh,
bad
Yes.
juice.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm
Yep.
imagining
Yeah.
that's what happened.
Yep. Pretty
That's
much.
pretty good.
He
Yeah.
had 1 HP when that happened, which is why I gave him such a bad effect.
Oh.
And Logan, the guy you one tapped, he had 9 HP, and you did 12 damage to him.
Oh, rest in
Jeez.
peace.
And the guy you just killed had 4 HP, as you know, and you just did 7 damage to him. So yeah, it's pretty fun.
Fuck, what do I add? 24.
That'll
Yes.
break his armor. Yep.
Yeah, alrighty. For damage. It rolled a 7. Another 12 damage.
Jesus.
Good
So
job.
so you go, and instead of doing like a big stab or an overhand slash, you kind of, as you're running up to him, you're kind of scraping your sword against the ground. You bash him with the shield, and then you like instead of like doing a big upward slash, you take your sword in preparation of that, and then plunge it into his stomach, throwing him into the air and off the sword. He is just ripped. His entire torso is just ripped from the stomach up to the chest. It's just really nasty. He gets thrown backwards a little bit as it comes off the blade.
Helgrum is very pleased.
Helgrim is really scary. I'm realizing now. This fight. If you guys were to do this fight, it was to determine how to balance things, and I'm very glad I got the chance to use it. But I'm also realizing you guys are really fucking powerful.
Hello, I'm back.
Oh, you're back sooner than
Hi.
expected. Lovely.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
So,
Did I miss much? Did you guys figure out what's going on?
so
A
basic
burial.
Loot
review.
without me.
Basic review of what you
Yeah.
missed. They dragged the bodies over to the ridge, buried them.
Okay.
You, as well as everyone, succeeded on all of both the investigation and the perception rolls, basically. I'm assuming your
Sweet.
party shared information with each other. You have no
Yeah.
reason not to my knowledge. And so, perception-wise, you guys found each body had their weapons that they had, so a shield, a short bow, and a short sword. They had a purple cloak in addition to leather armor, light leather armor. And then each one had 10 gold on them, which the party deemed to put into a group cache for gold. And you now have a 65 gold piece party chest. And then, in addition to that, I believe the only item that was taken beyond that was Devin's character took a purple cloak off of one of them. He was harvesting a cactus for some reason in the meantime. And then you guys,
missed the cactus harvesting.
they missed the cactus. The most important part. And so,
Yes.
and so, the most important part in reality, though, was that you found 2 scrolls that had purple lining on them that seemed to be an exact print of the exact same order to 2 individuals that were here, and it basically read that they're to detain anyone who is traveling south or who is in suspicion of potentially traveling south, and take them to Sedumburn for questioning and to be jailed.
What the hell? So they're just gonna
Effectively, we
arrest
killed some
anyone that's
good
going on
guys.
this road? Because everyone would be heading south.
Oh,
This
that's the
doesn't
other.
make any sense.
Well, south of Sedumburn.
Okay.
And that's the other thing was that you found, I believe it was a total of 8 papers, that recounted other people who had a big stamp on it that was different than the other stamps that you can assume were detainees because it had like investigated,
I
seemed
see.
suspicious, or said they were heading to here and then they got detained
So
and
there's
arrested.
8 people either unlawfully or lawfully detained down south. Okay.
Yeah, so there's a
Might be
number of
something to
people
keep
who have
note
also
of.
been detained and are
Potential
likely.
allies is what I'm hearing.
Anywho,
So very pissed off people.
there's still not too many people around, but you can assume that because of the nature of this trade route, there will be many very soon.
Also, 40 XP.
Yes, 40 XP.
Oh yeah, I gotta keep track. Are the bodies buried on the other side of the dune or the same side of the dune we're on?
Other side. They're on the other side of the ridge.
In
The
theory, we're probably okay for no one to see anything. I mean, they're just gonna see this tent set up in the table. Do we want to burn all this and try to hide that as well, or do we want to just leave it?
I was planning on getting rid of my tinder box, so
I'm thinking that burning it might look suspicious. It might look like something was attacked, and
a
then
ghost town is also very suspicious. It's not like we buried them far from this spot.
I feel like burning the area might be a bit more suspicious than just a ghost town, though.
We
yeah,
could
they
always
could have
just
had to
burn the
leave
documents.
for a different reason. Do we want to burn the documents? Is there anything of importance in them that we don't need other than the orders, which I think we're taking with us?
I mean, it would explain to the people who come along this trail what was happening here a little bit. So keep what
If
we
we just
want to
left them?
keep.
We can burn the documents, but I don't think we should burn the campsite, so to speak.
All right.
Okay, I don't.
There
So
is
the
a campfire
The
already.
documents, yeah. Maybe we could frame it to look like it was an out of control fire. Do you think they have forensics?
I bet there is a necromancer out there that would do that.
Well, hold on. So the documents only have information about the people that were detained, right? Or is there other documents other than the scrolls? Because if they only have the information on the people detained, I kind of want to hold on to that and potentially look into it when we get to the city.
All right. Why don't we just take all the documents?
Sure, we can burn them later if we need to.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sell them too.
Black
them.
market?
Sell them to who? They're just paper documents.
The Rebel Society.
Yeah.
Okay,
Those are 8 people. That's a list of 8 recruits.
Okay. Do we want to take all the armor and swords too while we're at it and sell those sort of weapons market?
I don't think that'd
No.
be a good
I
idea. Hey, you
dropped
want
the
this guard
swords on
cloak
them.
that we totally didn't steal from a dead
Ignore
guard
the
that we
blood.
totally did not kill?
Ignore the blood.
Uh,
No, I think just taking the papers are fine. And if you guys want to burn it, by all means, go ahead. Or burn the campsite, by all means, go ahead.
I don't care about burning the campsite. I'll leave that to
I won't burn it.
okay.
Okay. I'll take the documents then, unless anyone else wants them.
You may have them, sir.
So you guys kill the guardsmen, steal some papers, steal a cloak, steal some cactus, and
That's not stealing.
you're stealing from
harvesting.
nature. You're stealing from nature. So then you guys continue your way south in the evening, and yeah. So you guys will continue walking with no major issue, and you'll come on to the outskirts of Sudumburn, and without doing any wisdom rolls or anything of that nature, Sudumburn is kind of this intermediate trade route. It's kind of the collection point of all the other smaller settlements. So Iltia and Sixel out in the oasis to the west, the southwest that is, and Circo down in the far south. They all sort of supply this area with any of the exotic goods out from the deserts and that sort of thing, as well as individuals like to set up camp here and then travel out to collect resources to bring into Sudumburn and then eventually put to market. So it's kind of like this trading hub. It's smaller than Umburn though, because it does not have enormous permanent residency. Rather, it's kind of like this massive work camp, more or less, and collection point. So, that is resembled by the architecture as you begin making your way to the outskirts, and there are, rather than having a normal building style, most of it seems to be these larger apartment-looking buildings, and then several warehouses that are just scattered throughout the landscape there. So you guys will, start walking into the city, and as you begin walking into the city center area, where there's kind of apartments and taverns and such, you'll see a large presence of the guardsmen, all wearing, all draped in their purple, and they seem to have kind of set up camp all around the inner part of the city. And there will be checkpoints and such everywhere. However, this late in the evening, you seem to escape their notice, and or they don't seem to care. You can't quite tell which of the two it is, and you're able to find a inn to hole up in if you would need to. So yeah, there's an inn. There are several taverns around. And that's really the main sector of the city. Is there anything your party needs to do before paying for some rest?
Do we want to get our story straight while we're here? Because we can't use the same outbreak thing since we're here now, because they'll know that we're not telling the truth. Do we want to say we're just still on like a traveling mission, heading south, or change the location but same excuse?
We're going on an adventure to explore the jungle down south.
Would I actually know if there was an outbreak here or not?
Roll a wisdom with advantage.
With advantage. Very cool. 23. Nat 20.
In recent times, no. The Crimson affects most people all the time, but it's normally in such small quantities. There's never a need for any experts to be traveling around. It's only when it becomes a large-scale outbreak that it becomes dire.
I'm an
so,
expert in COVID-19. Is there an outbreak of that here?
Yes, in fact, you will die. Please roll
shit.
Constitution saves. Just kidding, no.
Okay.
So,
Easy.
Minus
Devin.
2.
your lungs come out of your body. So, so anywho, in all seriousness, back in the past when they had their major outbreak, which would have been roughly 5-ish years ago, there was a large outbreak throughout this entire kingdom. These cities along the coast were the worst hit because they have the higher populations and a lot of people have to travel and trade around through there. Sudumburn is one of the larger commerce areas, so it would have been extraordinarily hard hit. So, yes, it would have had previously a large crimson population, but now
All right.
it seems to have died. Died down, that is, not necessarily killed all the population.
I'm gonna put on one of my plague masks just because I want to make sure everyone who isn't in the party knows what I do and just don't ask.
Kidoki?
Okay.
Yeah.
You have fun with that.
Yep.
So, like I said, it's late evening. There's several taverns. There's an inn. And there are, I guess technically, there's several apartment and warehouse buildings that scatter the whole surroundings outside of the main area. And there's encampments of the purple draped guardsmen all throughout the main city along the walks and seemingly in some of the apartment buildings and such.
Where should we go to rest?
I mean, I have a blanket.
I'd prefer not to sleep in an alley.
Oh. I'm out of ideas then.
Shit.
I mean, we could just go to the inn. I don't have any money on me, but you guys
We have,
do.
we have party gold, don't we?
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
we have party
I
gold.
wasn't there for that. I was occupied.
We have
Oh.
65. I put it in the information. It's
I was
pinned.
reading.
I'll edit it if we need to.
Mm.
How much gold would it cost for a night for, I guess, a room with 3 beds or something like that?
Let me get a good estimate from another source because I've always been bad with this sort of thing. So I wanna get some sort of decent estimate based off of other D&D sources. So give me just a moment.
Let me double check what it said in the player's handbook as well.
Here it is, inn stay. So the inn here will actually be pretty decent inn. It's specifically made for those traders who come through, so it'll be quite posh, at least for the likes of you. And so it'll cost 2 gold piece per person per night, but it will come with all. It'll come with like all things paid. So when you pay for a night, you're also paying to refill on any reserves of rations or water, and you also get kind of free meals while you stay for that
2
cost.
gold pieces per day.
2 gold pieces per person per night. It's quite a
Oh.
posh place. It's not some
Yeah,
ragtag place.
Yeah, I'm looking at the book. That's right.
It's got like literally the front entrance, like before you even walk in, because you guys haven't really walked in yet. I'm just giving you guys this information because it'll have the prices listed outside. But there'll be like a whole chandelier hanging off this like beautifully decorated like sandstone column sort of thing, and it's like a
What's the
3-story
name of the inn?
building. The name of the inn. Oh man, it's called. Don't ask me the names of things because I don't want to come up with them.
That's a
Oh,
long
man.
fucking name. Can you
Yeah.
get like the first letters?
It'll be called it'll be called Sudumburn Sunrise, and it'll have its own like sign hanging off the front there, and its whole like logo sort of thing is a full circle with like the triangles for like the rays of the sun, and then it's kind of got like the entrance of what the inn looks like kind of carved into the middle of the sun for it. So yeah, there you go. Sunburn Sunrise, the inn. Costs 2 gold pieces a night per person.
Well, we have the money, so I suppose we'll pay then.
Okay, so you guys are gonna walk in and pay for a room?
Yeah, so that'd be 6 gold, right?
Yes, 6 gold.
Yeah.
Okay.
Possibly, yes.
Oh my god, is there an indoor pool at this inn we're in?
Not indoor, but yes, there'd
Is
be
there
a
an
pool.
outdoor?
Oh my god, there's a pool. I want to go swimming.
Let's go swimming.
It's the middle of the fucking night.
Well, actually, you know what? I want to swap out the spells during the long rest, and I'd like to take a dip also.
Okay.
During the- like, I'm legitimately doing that due to my race and having the ability for moisture. In
Okay.
my
I
body.
worship a water god, so I mean,
Well,
I'm
I
doing
mean,
it for
I
part of
guess
my
if all
religion.
y'all are gonna do it, I guess I'm gonna do it.
Helgrum's
as well.
gonna wash all the blood. He just
I'm gonna
stained
get
him.
rid of all of my healing spells for other stuff.
Show
Okay.
y'all how to do a.
I'm gonna be able to
proper
detect magic, but I'm not gonna be able to cure anyone. No, I'm just joking.
Amazing.
Alright, so.
Alright, so yeah, you guys all take a little bit of a dip and cool off and chill, and it's a quite. You understand now why this place costs so much with all the
Yeah,
stuff.
it's good.
The pool is
That
no
pool-
ordinary
that pool
sandstorm.
was worth the extra gold.
Should I light some incense, guys? I got like 10 sticks of incense.
Is
We're
this a
swim-
public pool or is this
No,
like
this is
just
private
us?
for the
It's
hotel.
about to be
Alright.
private.
Lock the
Time for the
doors.
slaughter.
I'm stripping down.
Close the hatches. I'm going in. So yeah, no, it's no ordinary pool. It's not just like some sandstone construct in the back. It's like
Okay.
tiled with like these individually carved
Damn.
tiles that are like an inch by an inch, and this pool is like Olympic size.
Oh my god. How deep
And
is
so
it?
the entire pool is just with these tiny tiles all the way across.
If I cannonball my chainmail, am I dead? I don't know how deep it is.
It's an inch deep.
Why are you still wearing your chain?
No,
I don't know. I said I was gonna strip naked, but I kind of said that as a joke. But now I'm thinking maybe I should do that.
it'd be like a 5-foot pool. Like it's
Oh,
not
okay.
like a full like go diving. It's like cool off, don't die in the heat.
Okay,
Pool.
I'm 6'4", so I'm gonna wear my chainmail in the pool.
It's gonna get rusty, my guy.
Oh, then. Oh, are we gonna worry about?
Wait, doesn't
Then never
someone know
mind.
mending?
Yeah, man.
Oh, I have mending.
Yeah, throw that shit. And then just starts throwing metal in the pool.
No, I'm afraid I'm gonna get yelled at. I don't want confrontation. So
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
just gonna get naked instead.
5'11". This is fine.
This is a desert, and it's an interesting culture. So sure, go right on ahead.
It's time for some quality bro time. Let's do this, guys.
Okay.
Come on.
I'm gonna put
All
on
right,
the
everyone,
purple
get your
cloak.
dicks out. Let's go.
I'm gonna swap out for the purple cloak and go into the pool with that.
And as you exit, you guys were kind of on the opposite side of the building this whole time, where your room was at and all the services. And as you exit, you see that the place is absolutely fucking bustling with purple garbed men.
Oh.
They're
Bang for the walls.
they are dynasty guardsmen, and they are vibing in this city. It seems heavily. Their presence seems to have doubled overnight since what you saw last night as you walked in. And
Celebration?
there is an enormous amount. I wouldn't even have you roll a wisdom. You've lived here for a while. There's no celebration that would be happening at this time of year.
Alright. Santa?
So Santa. So this is unusual to say the least, and so yeah, I would like you all to roll for exiting the inn, and then I'll have you do whatever. I would like you all to roll 1d20. I don't know what skill I want it to be, because I don't necessarily want it to be stealth. I just need to figure out what I want you guys to roll.
Deception.
That would be a good one. Yes. I'll have you all roll deception, please.
I
Alright.
roll insight instead, or medicine.
No, roll deception.
Yeah.
Deception. What is my
I'm sort of in the same boat.
-2? I got 13 in total.
I rolled an 18 though, so +0 is 18. So. Oh, let me post it in chat.
Okay. So, you guys just walk out of the inn, and you guys are a little shocked and surprised to see how many there are. But you don't seem to really give it away that you guys are extraordinarily worried about this whole debacle. And so you guys begin, walking out of the inn casually, and a bunch of guards will immediately give you a glance and kind of stare at you as you walk out, and pass by. And
I have
they
an ascot.
yes, they will. They're not gonna make any scene as of yet. Um, and yeah, so you guys walk out of the main square. And like I said, it's kind of bustling with the purple caped lads. Um, there's other people out and about, but it seems a lot less comparatively. Um, so yeah, city's hustling, bustling.
Did
So
we
what you
want to
guys gonna do?
investigate the detained people?
3 guards will come up out of nowhere and grab each one of you, and attempt
Cloud.
attempt a grapple check.
Oh, fuck.
So this will not be combat. I guess you could technically make it into a combat, but
Can I just
this is not yet combat at all.
allow it?
Are we in a secluded area?
Right now,
Where are
you
we?
guys are originally just like against. Sorry, not against. You guys were in the middle of the road, just kind of bickering. But then you guys would have moved your conversation to like the nearest building, so you don't look suspicious, quote unquote. And you guys are just kind of like leaning against a wall, kind of having this conversation. And yeah, so guards are just gonna kind of sneak up behind you guys and just grab you.
Why? Just
What was that?
I'm not gonna try and resist because I know it's gonna fail, and then they're just gonna do it again or start combat. So
Will you be resisting the grapple checks,
nope,
everyone?
just gonna
So
let it
Devin's
happen.
like gonna let it happen. What about you two?
I'm gonna resist that. Are you kidding? I ain't gonna let this
Yeah,
fly.
I'm gonna resist too. I mean, if I take a point of damage, I could just thunderously rebuke him.
Fall down the light.
So let me just
I
like
have
bash
my
my
rights.
face in.
So I'm gonna say you guys have disadvantage on this grapple check. And
Is
they
this
will.
is this a saving throw or is this something else?
So the way I'm trying to remember how grapple check works. I'm looking it up right now so I can make sure I'm doing it by the rules here. It's dependent on who's the attacker and who's the defender in it. I remember that part.
I rolled a 12 twice, so.
Okay, cool. So grappling. When you want to grab a creature or wrestle with it, you can use the attack action to make a special melee attack, a grapple.
I
Okay.
think it's
Using at
athletics or
least one
acrobatics.
free hand, you try to seize the target by making a grapple check instead of an attack roll, a strength or specifically athletics check contested by the target's athletics or dex. So with its athletics or acrobatics check. So you, the targets, get to choose between athletics and acrobatics. They get to choose between strength and strength. So they get athletics.
So I'll do athletics plus my 12,
Athletics.
so 15 total.
I rolled 15 for both dice, so 20.
Jesus.
20?
Yeah, 20 total.
Holy. Okie dokie. These guys do have good strength. Or sorry, this is the wrong character sheet. I was on the. Sorry, I was on the wrong one. Where's the guys that would be grappling you? Yeah, they're still pretty powerful. So Brandon? We're doing yours
I
first.
got
What'd
a
you roll?
15.
You rolled a 15.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna escape here, unfortunately.
Yes, they have rolled an 18.
No.
So you will be grappled. And Logan, what did you roll?
I rolled a 20.
Damn. They will not succeed in grappling your character right away. So what they'll do is they'll grapple both Devin's character and Brandon, and just kind of take them to the side, like drag them away really quick. And at this point, you may now initiate anything. What do you want to do here?
Excuse me. What are you doing?
Taps shoulder. Excuse me, I didn't order this.
Where's your manager?
Where's your manager?
Yeah, what are you doing?
I
Get
need to
off
speak
me.
to
What
your
are you
superior
doing,
officer.
step
I'm going
bro?
to file a complaint. This is an unlawful arrest. Fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They're just going to go. The person that tried to grapple you will respond with, "We've been ordered by mandate to take anyone traveling south. Just merely being here is suspicious in and of itself. But
How
then
do you know we're
traveling
traveling south?
south,
Traveling
that
south?
is,
What do you don't know
Yeah.
we're traveling south.
Yeah.
We just wanted to stretch our legs for a bit before we moved on our journey. We're heading over to the capital.
you're not
Take
talking
my
to them right now.
daily
Shut up.
jog around the place.
Yeah, we're
So
going.
what if
we're
I
going,
start south side?
We're going east.
You're going east. Then why are you traveling south across Sunburn?
Who said we're going south?
We just witnessed you walk all the way here. Did you not realize you had been
We're
followed?
exploring the city.
Yeah.
Calm down.
You can tell this all to the investigator.
I'm
and
gonna do persuasion.
at-
Fuck you.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say at that point they're going to try to grapple you once again.
Okay, well then I'll resist it.
Okay, cool.
Am I still at a disadvantage?
No. So try to resist this grapple.
Fantastic. That is even higher than last time. 22.
Okay, they succeed.
Really?
Yes, they rolled a 24.
What is their strength? What crap? Okay.
You got the buff
So
guy.
they grapple you, and
guess, yeah.
meanwhile,
You're kind of
because
short, so we just kind of like picked you up.
I guess?
That
I have a
that
+5.
that and if you failed on that one, another one had snuck up behind them. They had been stalling by responding with you,
Okay,
and
well,
it
take us
would
to
have
jail.
grappled you
I'd like a
anyways.
lawyer.
So
Bruh,
yes,
don't take us to jail. What the hell are you talking about?
they will
homeboy?
precisely do that. They will be taking you to jail.
No,
I thought we were gonna get the executioner.
I can't go to jail. Just kill me.
You guys are now in a makeshift jail cell fashioned from an old apartment building, and you guys are kind of stuck there for a little while. A couple hours pass.
Does it have a pool?
Yeah, if you piss hard enough, you can make one.
It should.
Anywho.
Detroit become human.
Hey guys, want to see how hard I can piss?
It's a hole through the wall. It escapes. It does not elaborate.
Have you seen Shanghai Noon
To my knowledge,
with
no.
Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson?
No.
There's it's a cowboy movie, and that there's one point where they pee on their clothes to like bend the bars because Jackie Chan goes wet cloth don't break, and Owen Wilson goes, you said wet cloth don't break, not piss cloth bends bars. It's a really funny scene. I have to see if I can set it for reference, but that's just what it reminded me of.
That's amazing. Alright, but anyways, you guys have, I guess, time to discuss for a couple hours. If you guys have anything, I guess. Besides, why the fuck are we here? What the shit? Yeah? No?
Yeah,
Hold
pretty
on.
much. I mean,
Nothing we can do.
Yeah.
None of us are able to lock
I
that
can't
commitment, so-
cast anything without my focus.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so, okay. Nothing to be said, nothing to be had. So you guys will occasionally hear the noise of a guard walking past the door and stuff. And eventually, a detachment of guards comes up to the door, knocks on it, opens it, come into the room, and they grab you all and bring you down the corridor of the building that you were brought into, and bring you to a small interior room with no windows and just one door. And there's now about 6 guards in this room with you, and they sit you down at this table, and there are 3 chests that were brought in by the guards, some of the guards, and placed down next to the table, and behind the table is one larger man who is draped in purple linen and not any armor, and they will introduce themselves as the lead investigator on this situation, the interrogator, if you will. And they are the person who's currently in charge of keeping the city under martial law. So they will they'll introduce themselves as such, and immediately get right down to the nitty gritty. So
I'm
they
gonna
will.
I'm gonna ask a question before they
Yep.
do that.
Yep.
I'm gonna say, why is the city under martial law if there's no war going on?
He'll do his actions as he talks back. So he'll be opening the 3 chests, and inside it will be revealed that the chests hold all of your items that were taken off of you. And specifically, he's going to grab a couple things off of the top of some of them and put them on the table. And meanwhile, he's talking back. He's going, "Well, you see, my good sir, it has been discovered that perhaps we may be more at war than we originally thought could be possible. Just a day ago, we received word that there's perhaps some unruly factions that wish to seek some sort of bad will towards the kingdom, and so we've been sent here to simply restore order and retain it for however long the king mandates." And so he'll put on the table, there will be a purple cloak, there will be documents, the documents you guys grabbed out of the the documents you guys grabbed from the dead guys. You guys still did you guys take the orders from them too?
No, we just took the document.
Yeah, it was just the documents, right? Okay. Yeah, so they'll take that out. And so they'll kind of set these things in front of you. And they'll go, "Now, originally taking you in, we've been through a lot of people around here for quite a while now, because I'm not gonna lie, some of these guardsmen are perhaps not the most professional and are a little antsy to get to see some action." And you'll specifically eye like a couple of them in the room, and a couple of them will like leave the room. So now there's 4 guards in the room in the back.
We could take 4 guards.
and
Not with my spells.
and so he'll then
Did anything about fighting, Devin?
he'll return his gaze to you, and he'll go, "Now, let's pretend that this isn't here on the table with us. What do you have to say for yourself?" And then he'll sit back in his chair, and he'll look like he'll kind of put his hands together and just look like he's just planning on listening for a while. He's here to hear your life story.
I don't know what he wants us to say.
I don't know what he wants us to say
I'm
either.
gonna stare him down and not
I-
say a damn
yeah,
thing
I
so
say
far.
fog cloud.
Do you actually?
No, God
Okay.
no. I think I need my amulet to do that as well. I don't know what that spell requires, but anyways.
Yeah, I don't really know what he wants us to say either. There's nothing
Well then,
really to say.
You're an interrogator, yes?
I need to think.
Interrogate us.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I was going with that.
You're gonna say that?
Yes.
He'll go, "I see. You guys don't seem to
I
have
mean,
any." Sorry. Go ahead.
I don't see any reason to hold back. So
I
I'm
could
gonna
start
say
from
this.
the beginning.
So
I was born.
Oh.
we're actually treasure hunters.
All right.
I would like to
We
turn
heard
my
of
head
some,
slowly.
Some treasure down south in the rainforest, out the ways east, and caught word, and we're heading down there to investigate.
He'll go, "Treasure hunters. Perhaps that's why we found that shovel in your kit. Seems you guys were pretty prepared for
I know
that."
we initially said that we were heading east, but that was because we saw all these setups,
Lead
and
to
we're
the
like,
east.
well, I mean, we don't want to be stopped when we're already innocent. We might as well just try to get past them.
Yes, of course. Please roll a persuasion with advantage.
I could use a little backup, guys.
Roll a persuasion with advantage. Brandon.
Hello.
Oh, hello, Brandon.
Here.
Here.
I think my.
I'm there.
You guys hear me? What I was saying?
I didn't
No.
hear
Yeah.
anything. You just kind of cut out for a small amount.
I was given a whole speech about
Oh.
why we're here. But god damn it.
Well, no. We heard that part, but
We
ask
heard
her. I
like
asked
how
you
they're
to
the
roll.
true treasure hunters.
Okay, you
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
I didn't hear anyone say anything, so I was like, oh god.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was rolling. I was rolling an insight, and I was waiting for you to roll persuasion with advantage.
Oh, I didn't hear if you asked me to roll that.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
for roll persuasion with advantage.
Yeah, like I said, I think my audio cut out there.
All
Yep.
good.
Oh my god, I rolled an 18 plus 2, 20 unnatural.
He'll,
Thank God I have I have proficiency in that skill.
He's not going to press you on the matter when you mention this. He'll just say what he says and carry on. And you go, yes, all right. Now, that's a great tale and all, and even believable. And, for all I care,
God.
you could be another traveler that got mistakenly detained, like many others here. Or you could be part of this whole issue. And at this point, he'll take both of his hands and he'll push the papers and the cloak towards you guys. He'll go, now where did you happen to find these treasure hunters?
Okay,
That was in the
out
the
of
cloak was in the
character.
pool at the sunny side in.
Out of character. The cloak, is it just a purple cloak?
It's the purple cloak.
There's no markings on it or anything.
Let me make a roll. Shit. There is still a little bit of very, very watered down residue on it from the battle, but it would be
But there's
nearly
no. I meant there's no
impossible
like
to see.
symbols or anything.
No,
on
there's
it,
no
right?
symbols
just
on it, but
purple? Okay.
it's the same. It's the same style and hue as all of the cloaks that the guardsmen wear.
I found it at the hotel and I used it as a bathing wear.
No, I'm gonna say. I mean, come on. Have you seen this guy? I mean, he's a blue man. You think he's not gonna wear some kind of cloak, both in color and in material that would complement his skin? Come on.
Does look a fashionista thing. He puts up the cloak next to him, like whoo. Anyways, so do a persuasion without advantage, please.
Did I have advantage last time?
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't have rolled better. But all right, I rolled a 13 plus 2, 15.
He's gonna call bullshit on you. He's gonna go, yeah. This whole purple cloak thing, these whole documents thing, match perfectly with a seemingly unknown raid that occurred just last night. In fact, on some poor guardsmen keeping the roads safe in the north. And, well, one of their cloaks was missing, and, well, it seems that we've found it, haven't we?
Can I assume that means they found bodies?
If you
Kinda
want
like
to roll
insight.
insight to try to see.
Oh, I got insight. I got
Yeah.
insight for days. Oh, but
Okay.
I rolled low. 11.
Based off what he's saying, you can determine that they seem to have found everything. That is what
Damn
it
it.
sounds
We
like.
should have just burned it all. That's what I get for trying to be the nice guy.
So,
Alright, okay, well, we can still spin this, unless I'm gonna pause for a minute, see if anyone wants to say anything else. Anyone wants to interject?
You're taking this, man.
Oh
I
my
got
God.
nothing to say here. I don't know what to say. My guy is not smart, and he's not really charismatic either.
I'm not
My guy's
charismatic, but
smart
I have
enough
some
to
intelligence.
not
More
talk.
charismatic than me, boy.
Okay.
I'm not saying a damn thing.
Okay.
Unless he talks to me directly, I will not really say much in the matter. Unless I feel as though I can.
I'm gonna double down on what I said before and say, well, we did pass through an area that seemed to be abandoned at the time. That's where we got those papers.
Yep,
We didn't know much what they were, but we just brought them through. The cloak, however, it is in fact his from his hometown.
Persuasion, no advantage.
No advantage. Okay. 11.
Surprisingly successful. He seems to come back at it. Go. Nevertheless, we still have good reason to believe that this evidence is too much. No matter if any individual action you might claim is true, the whole of what you have been doing seems too much against seems too little against so much evidence. So we will give you a reasonable detainment, but you will be kept here for a while, and we may question you more, perhaps torture even, if it comes down to it. But I would not want to see such a innocent soul damaged in a simple miscommunication about some treasure down in the south. But we will keep you here for now. And as they're leaving, one of the guards is gonna drop something into the room, and then close the door and lock it. And
Grenade.
flashbang. So what they have dropped seems to be a small piece of paper. It's all kind of.
To whose cell?
What was that? You're all in the same
In
cell.
which-
All
we're
your
all
whole
in the same
party
cell?
is kept in one cell.
Oh.
So it's like a crumpled piece of paper is dropped onto the ground, and then the door is quickly shut and locked. And
Is it a door or is it like a bar door?
what was that?
Like, so you said this is like a converted apartment or something, so it's like an
Mhm.
actual room and they can't see in.
No, there is a makeshift slit, like an open and closed slit on the door, so
So it's
technically they
closed.
can
But
see.
but it's small.
Yes, it's
Okay,
not
okay.
it's not a
That's-
proper cell.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
This isn't running 100% like a true prison or anything. It's
Okay,
just
okay.
as best
So
they
then
can
I guess I'll go get the paper and look at it.
Yeah.
make. Yeah. So you uncrumple the paper, and on it says, "Don't worry, we'll get you out." And that's
That
all
makes
it
me want to
says.
worry.
Okay.
I've been taking all those sort of notes during the entire time we've been doing this. So unless there's anything very, very important you guys feel I might have missed, please let me know now. But I have most main events down, so I have like you guys purchased items in the bazaar. Luuvalo takes the artifact and is holding on to it. The party is suspected of going south after lying about. After lying about intention. They kill 4 guards attempting to detain them at the checkpoint between Umburn and Sudumburn. Luuvalo takes a purple cape off of a body, and then they take the documents. They stay at the Sudumburn Sunrise Inn. They are then stripped after being found in Sudumburn and thrown in jail. And now you guys have been deemed suspicious and kept in prison. Guard leaves note saying,
Is this revenge for making
"We
me
will
8
get
hours in
you
room?
out." What was that?
Is this revenge for me making you and all the others in our campaign wait for like 10 hours in a reception room?
No. Oh my goodness, though. I was actually kind of thinking of that as I was while you guys were doing the investigation thing. I was thinking about that. I was like, didn't we have something kind of like this in like a campaign with Brandon?
Yeah.
But no, this is not supposed to be modeled after that at all. So yeah, we started out. You guys learned about your whole
Did you
everything.
include had quick dip and pool in your notes?
I did not include that.
Okay.
I will
Well,
include
I feel like
that.
that's the most important part of
It's
the
a
campaign.
Sorry.
quality bro moment. Okay, come on.
Yeah.
Had bro moment in pool. Got it.
Yeah.
Understandable.
All right. Anything else I could have missed? You guys think?
I don't think so. You
Mm.
mentioned that we got that we got notes and stuff, and we left them back at the one
Mhm.
place.
Yep.
Good thing we didn't bring those with us. That would be bad.
All right. Well, in that case, this is the end of the session for tonight, and we'll
Good.
we'll work on scheduling over this weekend, or perhaps the start of next week. And
Yeah, I could
but I
probably
hope you
do.
guys enjoyed this, and yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this because I did work a little bit on making a lot of this.
It was fun. The only thing I'm gonna ask is that if you're either posting the map either in Discord or as a handout in the
I'll try to do both.
thing. Okay.
But I'll figure it out tomorrow. I'm a little tired now, so I will just
Yeah, no
head on
worries.
to bed. So, anyways, once again, hope you guys enjoyed. We'll figure it all out, and good night, everyone.
Good night.
Adios.
Bye.